Today, in response to a viewer comment, I want to share a video regarding the size and weight of popular cap and ball revolvers. I'm Dustin and you're watching Guns of the West. Well, I recently did a video on this little tiny Remington pocket model, and I got a lot of comments and even some people emailing me talking about, wow, I had no idea those were actually that small. Because if you think about it, normally when you see these, if you don't get to see it in person, it'll be on a website, usually on a white background, and usually with nothing else in the picture to give it any scale. So it might be difficult to understand how small it really is. And one of the comments that I received was someone asking if I could show its size compared to a larger gun like a third model Colt Dragoon. So my idea was I would take the time to do a video showing the size and in this case even the weight of some of the popular models that are out there. Now bear with me, not every cap and ball revolver is going to be featured in this video because the truth is I just don't own all of them. In fact, I don't even own all of the ones you've seen on this channel. Sometimes they're here on loan from a manufacturer or from a viewer. I've had that happen a couple of times. Thank you, by the way, to those who've done that. But they're not all going to be here, but I have a bunch of them that'll be here to at least give you an idea. So we're going to get into this, and if you don't want to have to watch the whole video, maybe you're interested in one or two models, on the screen right now are the timestamps so you'll know at what point in the video I'll be talking about each one. Of course, you can pause here if you need to read those, but that way if you want to, you can just skip ahead to that time in the video and see what you need to see. Well, with all that said, let's get into this. We'll start with the very smallest that I have, and we'll end with the largest. Now, in between, I don't know if they'll be exactly smallest to largest, but we'll just kind of go in a rough order. This is the Remington pocket model. Mine happens to be the brass frame version. So let's take a look at how big one of these is. You can see in my hand, it's very small. And as I measure these, we'll go from the muzzle to the back corner of the grip, and that is about 8 1/4 inches. Let's see what it weighs. Looks like it is 15.11 ounces. Next up is the Colt pocket model. This is the Wells Fargo version, so it does not have a loading lever. So keep that in mind if you're interested in a pocket model with a loading lever. It's going to weigh a little bit more. So let's see the length on here. It's about 9.5 inches with a weight of, let's see, make sure we're all the way not resting on the table there, and that is 23.60 ounces. Let's jump up to an 1861 Navy. You can see immediately in my hand that is much longer. That's a 7.5 inch barrel. So the overall length of the gun, if we go from the muzzle to the corner of the grip, about 13 3/4 inches. The angle's a little hard for you to see, but that goes about 13 3/4. Set it on the scale here. I'll just keep it from tipping over. And that is 43.7 ounces. 1851 Navy is going to be the same size exactly as the 61 Navy, but it might be a little bit different in weight because you can see it's a different amount of metal. So this one will probably rest by itself, and that is 42.75 ounces. Next is another 1851 Navy, but this one is in 44 caliber instead of the typical 36, which the other one was. Keep in mind this one is also brass frame. Now the size is going to be the same. Let's just have a look at what this one weighs. That one is 41.87. So a little lighter. Some of that could be the brass frame, but also remember, it's a bigger bore, so more metal is removed. Next up, I've got the Griswold and Gunnison. Again, same length as those Navies. But let's just see what it weighs. 42.61 ounces. Then I've got 1860 Army. Now we get a little bit more length. Those were all 7.5 inch barrels. This is an 8 inch barrel. Overall length of the gun, if we go again, muzzle to corner, about 14 and a half inches. And let's grab a weight here. Trying not to support any of its weight, but just keep it from tipping over. So about 43.71. Then we've got another very popular one, the Remington New Model Army, another 8-inch barrel. You can see again, just with my hand, to give it some scale, very large revolver with an overall length 14 and a half again, and the weight 44.23 ounces. All right, two more, and this is where we get into some heavy-duty guns. This one is Uberti's reproduction of Colt's 3rd model Dragoon, back to a 7.5-inch barrel, but very, very thick everywhere. Just let me put that in frame again in my hand just to see just the mass of that thing. And then here is the overall length. Let's see, coming down about, well, just over 14 and a half. Well, actually, you get the angle right to my eye. That's actually right about 14.75. And a weight of 66.28 ounces. And then the king of large cap and ball revolvers, the Walker, if I can even get that in frame. Look at my hands there. And I have pretty large hands, actually. And that is a massive revolver. I have to stretch the tape measure out just a little bit more. And let's go again, muzzle to corner of the grip. And we are right at 16.25 inches with a weight of 71.75 inches. Now, if you pick up a Walker, yours might even be just a tiny bit heavier. Mine has had a good chunk of metal cut out for a curse conversion cylinder, but this is the cap and ball cylinder that comes with the gun. But yeah, that is just a massive gun. Let me move the scale, and we'll end just with a look at the largest and the smallest together on the screen. The Walker coming in again well over 70 ounces, all the way down here to the little tiny, look at that next to my hand. That is just a tiny little Remington pocket model. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video today, maybe even found the information helpful. Please don't forget to click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos. And as always, if you look in the description, you'll see where to find me on social media, as well as where to find all the great Guns of the West products. Thank you so much for watching.